G'day, my name is Fully Mobile. In line with the release of old-school RuneScape on the mobile phone, we have created a mobile restricted Ironman. Starting completely from scratch, we have mastered 5 skills already. We have defeated Jad for a fire cape, and we have recently completed every single quest in RuneScape. All of this preparation is leading up to the biggest challenges that RuneScape has to offer. Everything is done entirely on mobile and entirely from scratch. Let's go! Yes! In the last episode, we killed Zulrah 710 times for a Tanzanite Fang. We crafted this into a toxic blowpipe, which is one of the best ranged weapons in the game. In this episode, we will be focusing on construction. We've been living in a bit of a shithole for a while. It's time to upgrade. '83 construction. That's the magic number. The things that we want in our house are an ornate jewellery box, an occult altar, and an ornate pool of rejuvenation. I probably don't need to harp on too much about the logistics of '83 construction. Basically, you just need a crystal saw, which gives you a +3 boost in construction, and our trusty spicy stew is able to give us a +5 boost in this as well. Both of these boosts stack, which results in a +8 boost. So if you take '83 construction +8, you get 91 construction, and this is required to build the ornate jewellery box, with the occult altar and the ornate rejuvenation pool requiring 90. Unfortunately, this is the easy part. The main challenge is going to be actually obtaining '83 construction, a very tedious task, and especially tedious when you're doing it on mobile. If you remember back to the Quest Cape video, I mentioned that I needed 70 construction for Song of the Elves. I said I'd show it in the video, but I never did. I completely forgot about it. That was partially because the video was actually 20 minutes long and I didn't want to extend it anymore, but it was also because I kind of wanted to show it in this video because I knew I was going to get '83 construction eventually. So I guess that's a good place to start. I'd like to show you the initial methods that I used, and then how things changed once I got the mythical cape. Now, the journey from about 55 construction to '83 hasn't been smooth sailing the whole way. I've done a lot of experimenting with different methods to find out what works best for mobile. What you're seeing at the moment was my initial first method that I made. It basically involved flat packing as much as I possibly could because that involved just tapping in the one space. This was fantastic, but it was very slow. It was possible to bump up the XP per hour by making teak tables, because they're also lined up pretty well and you could just tap in the same spot. For low-level mobile construction, this method worked great. To be able to tap in the same spot to get construction experience was a godsend. I love this method. But once we got the mythical cape, everything changed. Mounted mythical capes are the most economically viable way to train construction, and you can make it work on mobile. Now, this is certainly not the most approachable method, and it takes a wee while just to memorize the pattern. It involves full concentration and extremely accurate taps. Now, seeing this for the first time probably makes you think, what the hell is going on? And allow me to explain. Now, this method basically emulates what happens on a PC. You tap on the hotspot and then tap to build, and then immediately after you tap on the text input area. This brings up the keyboard and you want to press number 4, which corresponds to the mythical cape, which you can't see behind the keyboard. Looks crazy, I know, but with this method I was getting over 200k experience per hour. So these were the two main methods that I used. I experimented with different settings, pressing different buttons, different camera orientations, that sort of stuff, but basically this was the one which worked out the best and the method that I used the most in order to get the bulk of my construction experience. Now, I know that was a lot to take in. We finally got the logistics out of the way. Let's put this to the side and let's move on. We've got a ton of materials to get, a ton of jewellery to make. This is my experience of '83 construction entirely on mobile. It only took about 20 hours, but those 20 hours were solid concentrated hours of play. Full attention. I couldn't AFK in the slightest. I'm glad that's all over, and I hope you are too.
They said home is where the heart is, just like you. They said home is where the heart is. Home baby, where the heart is. They said home is where the heart is, just like you.
Now let's redecorate our house. I'm going to choose fancy stone because that is a hard task in the Kandarin area, and also because our house is currently made of balsa wood or something. Alright guys, the time has come to boost. First spicy stew going in now. Now that stew was probably a bit too mild for my taste. I think we need a little bit more cayenne pepper. Let's try that again. We need 88. That's a +5. Oh wow, we got it on the second stew. Unbelievable.
Home is where the